At exactly 2:07 in the morning, my phone rang. I almost ignored it. Nobody calls an old man at that hour unless something is terribly wrong. But the second I answered, I heard the trembling voice of my 14-year-old granddaughter, Lily. "Grandpa," she was crying so hard she could barely breathe. "I'm at the police station." I sat straight up. Then she whispered words that made my blood run cold. "Dad's wife hit me again, but this time she told the police I attacked her. Dad believes her, not me." For 3 seconds, I couldn't speak. Then I asked one question. "Which station?" What happened when I walked through those doors changed my son's life forever. My name is Richard. I'm 68 years old. For most of my life, I believed family meant loyalty. I spent 35 years building a construction company from nothing. Long nights, broken backs, endless sacrifice. Everything I built, I planned to leave for my only son, Daniel. Daniel had always been a good kid, responsible, kind-hearted, protective of his daughter Lily after his wife died 8 years earlier. Then he met Vanessa, and everything changed. At first, she seemed charming. Too charming. The kind of woman who smiled with her mouth but never with her eyes. Within 6 months, Daniel married her, and almost immediately, Lily stopped visiting me. Whenever I called, Vanessa answered first. "Lily's busy. She has homework. She's sleeping." Something felt wrong. Then I noticed bruises, small ones, a mark near Lily's wrist. I asked her quietly one afternoon while Daniel was in the kitchen, "Sweetheart, are you okay?" She looked terrified. Before she answered, Vanessa walked into the room. Lily immediately went silent. That was the moment I knew, but I had no proof. Months passed. Then that night came. 2:07 a.m. The phone call. I drove faster than I had in 20 years. When I arrived at the station, I walked straight through the front doors. A young officer looked up from the desk. The second he saw me, his entire face changed. He stood immediately. "Sir?" Then his expression turned pale. I didn't know who she was calling. I stared at him. "What does that mean?" The officer swallowed hard. "Well, your granddaughter said her grandfather was Richard Harrison." I nodded. His eyes widened. "Everyone in this town knew me. I had funded half the city's youth centers, donated millions to local police charities. I wasn't some random old man." The officer quickly led me to the holding room, and there she was, my granddaughter, curled into a metal chair, eyes swollen from crying, lip bleeding. I nearly lost control. I knelt beside her. "Who did this?" She whispered one word. "Vanessa." I stood up slowly. That was when another officer entered holding a report. According to Vanessa, Lily had become violent during an argument. She claimed Lily attacked her with a lamp. She claimed she acted in self-defense. I turned to Lily. "Tell me everything." Her voice shook. Vanessa had been drinking. She accused Lily of stealing jewelry. When Lily denied it, Vanessa slapped her, then punched her. When Lily tried escaping, Vanessa smashed a vase against the wall and called police. And then she told them Lily attacked her. Worst part, Daniel believed every word. My own son had watched police take away his daughter, and said nothing. I felt something break inside me. Then I made one phone call. 20 minutes later, Attorney Michael Graves arrived, best defense lawyer in the state. The officers immediately changed their tone. Michael requested security footage from Daniel's house. Vanessa forgot one thing. I installed security cameras in that house 3 years earlier as a gift. Cloud backup, remote storage. We pulled the footage, and there it was. Everything. Vanessa hitting Lily. Vanessa staging the broken vase. Vanessa rehearsing fake injuries in the mirror. The entire station fell silent. Then the officer who arrested Lily looked physically sick. Minutes later, Vanessa herself was brought into custody. But I wasn't finished. I called Daniel. "Come to the station." He arrived confused. Then we showed him everything. I watched his face collapse. Disbelief. Horror. Shame. His own wife had abused his daughter for months, and he had ignored every warning sign. Then he looked at Lily. She wouldn't even make eye contact. That hurt him more than anything. But I still wasn't finished. I looked at my son and said words he never expected. "You failed as a father." He started crying. I continued. "You chose convenience over protecting your own child." Then I handed him legal documents. He looked confused. I had changed my entire will, my company, my assets, everything. Daniel was removed completely. Every single thing now belonged to Lily. His face turned white. "Dad, please." I stared directly into his eyes. "The moment you stopped protecting your daughter, you stopped being my son." Silence. Absolute silence. That night, I brought Lily home with me. Months later, Daniel filed for divorce. Vanessa faced felony charges for child abuse and false reporting. But some damage can never be repaired. Lily lives with me now. She smiles again. She laughs again. And every night before sleeping, she hugs me. One night she whispered something I'll never forget. "Grandpa, thank you for believing me when nobody else did." I realized something important that day. Family isn't blood. Family is who protects you when the world turns against you. And sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones you must walk away from forever. A child never forgets who stood beside them in their darkest moment. My son lost everything that night, not because of money, not because of divorce, but because the one person who needed him most, his own daughter, stopped believing he would ever protect her again. And some mistakes can never be undone.